Here we will be talking about the SIMV mode, which is a blend of the control mode and the support mode. So it's a good idea to recapture the basics about a control and a support mode. Whether it is a volume control mode or a pressure control mode, the breaths here are triggered either by time. So we have a set respiratory rate, that much breaths will be delivered. Let's say 15 breaths a minute. So every 4 seconds a breath will be delivered irrespective of the effort made by the patient. But if the patient makes an effort to breathe and if it falls in the expiratory phase of the cycle, the ventilator will register that and deliver a breath. So the patient's respiratory rate can be more than the set rate, but all the breaths, whether they are triggered by the patient or by time, will be time cycled. So whatever starts a breath, once it is initiated, it will continue for a set inspiratory time. And this inspiratory time can be set as an absolute time in certain models, or they calculate it depending on the IE ratio and the set respiratory rate. In the pressure support mode, you cannot set a respiratory rate. So all the breaths have to be triggered by the patient. So the patient has to have the ability to trigger a breath to be put on the pressure support mode. And the cycling here is also different. It is by flow. Whenever the patient makes an effort to breathe, it is registered by the patient and it is supplemented by a set pressure which we can set to whatever levels we want. And depending on the effort made by the patient and the set pressure, a peak flow will be achieved. And the breath will cycle only when this flow falls to a certain level of that peak, which is generally 25 to 30% by default, but you can set it on a ventilator. So we can say that the pressure support mode, the cycling is effort related. So it is dependent on the effort. I sometimes say the pressure support mode can be considered as a patient controlled mode. So you have volume control, pressure control, and a patient control mode, because here the breaths will be started by an effort of a patient and they will be cycled depending largely on the effort of the patient. What the pressure support mode does is eliminates phase dyssynchrony. So in a control mode, the ventilator will deliver a breath at a particular interval. It can detect the effort made by the patient, but irrespective of the level of the effort, the cycling will still be time dependent. So many a times we see in a volume control or a pressure control mode, there is phase dyssynchrony. The patient wants to breathe in, the ventilator wants to breathe out. The patient wants to breathe out and the ventilator is ready to give a breath. This is not there in pressure support mode. And the other thing is, because the patient makes an effort at taking every breath, we believed it might employ the respiratory muscles, which otherwise may not have been used at all in the volume control and the pressure control mode. And even if the patient makes an effort here, it's still time cycled, which is not dependent on the effort made by the patient. It is dependent on the time which we have set. So someone thought, let's do a blend of both the two, the control mode and the support mode. What if we can give both of them at the same time? And why do we need that? Well, when we are trying to take the patient out of the ventilator, when we want him to now participate in the work of breathing, we want him to employ his muscles of respiration, we want him to become more synchronous with the ventilator, and we introduce both the modes together. So what the SIMV does is, it gives you a number of breaths which you have already set for the patient in the control mode, and all the other breaths will be either supported by pressure or no pressure, that depends, but all modern ventilators will give you SIMVV plus pressure support. The breaths will be of two characteristics, and we thought gradually we can take the control breaths away and put more and more support breaths in so as to wean the patient fast. Well, the real world experience is not like that. Initially, all the SIMV modes came with the volume control mode. So we thought it was two different kinds of breaths which are there. One is volume controlled and other is a pressure supported one, which is decelerating pattern. You have two different kinds of flow. To beat that, we got pressure control SIMV. So you have a pressure controlled breath and a pressure supported breath set for the patient. But even that did not take away the dyssynchrony. It was actually found by clinical trials that the dyssynchrony is actually greater. And this is believed to be the different types of cycling of the breath. One which is time cycle, one which is flow cycle. And it is believed our brain cannot tune in to every different breath to have actually a different flow time for each breath, and which is what introduces dyssynchrony. And sometimes when the efforts are made too frequently, there might be actually exhaustion, because those will be supported breaths, not controlled breaths. This also gave us one very good lesson, that weaning should not be mode dependent. It is actually dependent on the clinical condition of the patient. And choosing a particular mode may not really help you. So you might actually have a patient on a control mode and taken away directly to weaning and extubated, or you might have them on a control mode and then subsequently in a support mode and take them away. Will all depends on clinical situations. But the SIMV did not solve that part, that we could wean the patients early because of use of this mode. That doesn't happen. So always keep in mind, SIMV is complicated to set. You don't know what mandatory breaths, what supported breaths, how does the patient take it, and it may not help you in beating dyssynchrony. It may not help you with offloading or onloading the working of the muscles of the patient. In either way, it may not help, and in it may not help. It has not been shown to help in early weaning. So if you're using SIMV, yes, you are all within your rights, but just keep in mind, it may not help you wean the patient fast.